Happy Thursday, everybody. Bear with me as we're almost at the weekend point, but I want to get into chapter 6 as a part of part 3 today, which is titled Perseverance. And this is probably one of my favorite chapters to date, and a big part of that might be because of the fact it gets into a little bit of Greek mythology. So the chapter is talking about a guy by the name of Odysseus, and it's not talking about his ploy on the city of Troy with the Trojan horse that you guys may be familiar with, but it talks about his 10-year odyssey. And this odyssey took place from the city of Troy back to his hometown, his home city of Ithaca. And it talks about everything that he had to endure over this 10-year period. He was fighting Cyclops. He had to fight a six-headed monster. He was imprisoned by the king of the sea, Poseidon. And all while he was doing this, in his hometown of Ithaca, his kingdom was being attacked as well as his family. So there was a lot going on, and he had to possess a lot of different characteristics in order to overcome this, such as leadership, courage, even discipline. But I think the thing that had to stand above all of these was this quality of perseverance. I think because to an extent it embodies everything that you need in order to overcome this and fulfill this quest, which is exactly what Odysseus did. And I think the main term that this gets compared to a lot is that idea of persistence, which we've talked about back in part 2 when we were talking about action. But this is really that next step. This is that long-term vision, that long-term idea of overcoming obstacles. When we're being persistent, it's usually dealing with one obstacle and being able to get through it. When we're talking about being perseverant, when we're persevering, that could be something like Odysseus' 10-year quest, his 10-year odyssey. And so I think it just is more powerful. And that's why when we talk about persistence, we're talking about that being more of an action, where perseverance is that will, because it's going to test you in a lot of different ways. So you're just going to need to constantly have that willpower to overcome it. And a big part of perseverance as well is having that self-trust, being able to believe in our own abilities to achieve whatever the mission is. And a lot of times this self-trust, when we know we are capable of achieving something, that's when our determination comes in, and that's what gives us that ability to persevere. And that determination that I'm talking about, that can be invincible, right? When you pair that up with your will and you have that within your inner citadel, there's no outside force that can stop that. It could potentially be invincible for you. And that leads us to the thing where the only thing at that point that has the ability to stop us is ourselves. And everything that we've read so far, all the qualities now that we're able to possess, we're too strong to ever let that happen to us. And so we won't. And that has to go with our will and our perseverance. That's chapter 6 for you. We'll see you on Friday. Hopefully the sun's out and we'll have a good old time. See you then.